You're watching a Youth TV, empowering you.
Hello everyone. It is still the Masked Students Guild, and today we are humbled to host Dr. Elizabeth. I am happy to see you here. We are at AET TV and still talking about issues concerning birth control and how to put an end to unwanted pregnancies. Unwanted pregnancies are increasing, as well as teenage pregnancies, and that gives me the reason as to why I have to keep on pushing this campaign so that we can put it to an end. I am humbled to host you, Madam Elizabeth, and I would like you to introduce yourself to us so that everyone out there watching can know more about you.
Good morning, our viewers. I'm very happy to be here. My name is Dr. Elizabeth Kemigisha. I'm a lecturer at the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies at Uganda University of Science and Technology. I'm a pediatrician and I have been working with young people aged 10 to 24 for the last 6 years. And I'm very grateful for this invitation and working with our Student Guild to talk about the challenges young people are facing, especially in this COVID period with teenage pregnancy.
Oh, that's so good. And we are going to have a very great discussion today as we see how to put an end to these unplanned for pregnancies. Everyone out there, you have to know that it is always by choice, not by chance, to have a baby, especially in this campus setting. Let it be by choice, not by chance. So we have to see how to put an end to the unwanted pregnancies. So Dr. Elizabeth Kemigisha, today I would like you to tell us more about unwanted pregnancies. We have heard about unwanted pregnancies before. Which pregnancy is termed as the wanted, and why is this other pregnancy termed as unwanted? What are the unwanted pregnancies?
Thank you so much. Unwanted pregnancy really refers to who is carrying the pregnancy and whether they think it's wanted at that period of time. Okay. Because a pregnancy should be a planned event between a couple, okay, who are willing to take care of their baby. They have the adequate resources and they have done the necessary cultural or religious functions that come along with it. So when we look at teenagers, there are very many challenges with carrying a pregnancy when you're not yet 20. So in Uganda so far, we have 1 in 4 girls who get pregnant before they turn the age of 18.
Yes.
And teenage pregnancy come with a lot of challenges, both on the health perspective, because teenagers, their bodies haven't developed very well.
Yes.
So they tend to get more complications than the older mothers, including high blood pressure or preeclampsia, excessive bleeding. They lack enough blood, so they get anemia. And basically, they are challenged with health seeking because they don't have the adequate information and support to seek antenatal care and delivery at hospital. So at the end of the day, their babies' outcomes are also poor. So they tend to get low birth weight babies and they thrive poorly. These babies of teenage mothers end up dying more than those of older mothers. Okay. So back to your question, I would think teenage pregnancy or planning to have a baby when you're not ready or you're very young, I could brand it as unplanned pregnancy. But we know that there are some teenagers who really plan to have babies, but because of those risks, would think these are unplanned pregnancy. And back to campus, we know that these young girls are planning, they are concentrating on their education, and probably they may not be ready and they don't have the time and the social amenities or economic empowerment to look after their babies. So it's case by case basis, but I know there are teenagers who would like to keep their babies, and there are those who get unplanned pregnancy. But both of them bear a risk, both health-wise and socially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Elizabeth Kimcha. So, what are these main risks that someone is going to face, or the consequences of unplanned pregnancies?
Yes, I had already briefed you on the health risks.
Yes, apart from the health risks.
So I'm going to the social risks.
Yes, okay.
So socially, definitely teenagers who get pregnant, or even when you get pregnant at campus,
Yes.
you get stigmatized, and people will start spreading rumors about you and make you feel uncomfortable, because most people of your age have not had babies as yet.
Yes.
Some people get rejected by their boyfriends who deny the pregnancy. Some parents may not be comfortable, or may even tell you to go and get married to the person that made you pregnant, yet you're not ready.
Yes.
And as I told you, childbearing is a very expensive prospect. You need to have enough money. So this, and you have to have good nutrition. So these teenagers who are not yet working, they may not have the economic capacity to look after a baby, to buy the Pampers, to have a maid. Maybe when you're coming to class, you have to pay that maid, you have to hire a larger space. It's a little bit stressful emotionally to have this extra responsibility when you're still young. So there are so many challenges that come, but it's really always better to wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Especially in this corona pandemic era, students, like young girls, have been put on pressure by their own parents to go in for early marriages, to go in for relationships, simply because there is no money at home, or they need some other necessities. What is about that?
Yeah, parents need to be informed. I know the economic pressures are great, and there is a silent pressure to think of girls as possible commodities that you would sell off into marriage to get the benefits that come along with the bride price. But my message out there to the parent who could be listening in is that if they wait for this girl and promote access to education, whereby after completion of education they have better economic opportunities, what they contribute to the family later is much greater than the little bride price that they have got as a gift to send off this girl for marriage. And this girl will have a lifelong challenge of raising a young family, and does not have the capacity to even make money because she did not finish her education. So that way we are looking at an intergeneration poverty. Even her children will be poor. That is it. Yeah. So parents should really restrain themselves and not lose hope that whenever we can, education will resume and the girls will go back to school and they'll have better economic empowerment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Doctor, you are a mother as well. You know, when students reach the university, most of the times they're always permissive, and they have this inner belief that I am now mature, I can do things in my own way. Yeah. I think I can make my own choice, I have a right on my own body, stuff like that. Well, which encouragement can you give to such students who are running into relationships just because they assume that every university student is sexually active and should be going in for maybe a relationship, which leads to early pregnancies? Yeah,
of course, relationships come naturally. Yes. The sense of attraction will come, yes. Even if you don't want. It's a biological requirement that you transit into puberty, you get the body changes, and along which come the sexual feelings and attraction, and need to have a partner.
All right.
So That comes naturally. How you behave or react to it is at individual level. So you have to practice self-control.
Okay.
We know that in Uganda, we try as much as possible to promote abstinence
Yes.
for young people. But for those who can't, and I know that they're in active sexual relationships,
Yeah.
it's very important as a young person to know that, to have a plan. Do you want a baby right now, like this moment?
Okay.
Or you want to have your baby at a later time?
Yes.
And we have a God-given period of more than 30 years after onset of puberty,
Yes.
in which you're fertile. In fact, for men, you can even produce when you're 90 years. So the problem is the excitement that you're in a sexual relationship shouldn't really come with the risks to prevent not only unwanted pregnancy, but also STIs.
Okay.
We have so many STIs other than HIV. Okay, so there's syphilis, there's hepatitis B, all those other STIs. Why don't you use protection and enjoy responsibly, basically?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and family planning methods are available
Yes.
and accessible, and that can be used even by young people at university.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Now imagine the girl child is already pregnant. I won't say a girl child, but these university students, they are already pregnant. What can one do to move on with the consequences? How can one handle the consequences that come with the unplanned for pregnancies? Most of the times they are actually dumped by the boyfriends after that, but
Yeah.
how can one handle the consequences?
Yeah, when you get pregnant and you're at university level, you need as much support from others. So including your peers, they can give you some form of support, help you catch up with your studies. If possible, you can ask for a dead year. And try not to play victim, like even if someone has abandoned you, you're over 18, you can thrive. This is an event and you can learn from it.
Okay.
Importantly is making sure that it doesn't happen again when it's not planned. So you can have contraception immediately and be open to your parents, and they will understand that this is a mistake that happened and there's a way you can move on. But you need a lot of support, both morally, spiritually, and also to avoid to blame yourself, because some people may go into depression because of this event.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one more question.
Yeah.
Doctor, would abortion be a better option if at all one has already gotten pregnant?
Yeah. Abortion.
Yes.
Abortion is a very sensitive subject, especially in Uganda.
Okay.
We know that abortion is illegal, but it continues to happen. So for those who are not aware, abortion, when we look at medical terms, is broader. It's termination of pregnancy before it's viable. That is before completion of at least 7 months or 28 weeks. And this can happen spontaneously, and you commonly call it a miscarriage. But I think the abortion you're talking about is the induced abortion, where someone decides to terminate a pregnancy on their own. Because of the legal consequences, in Uganda, it's only permitted if a baby is abnormal, if they do a scan and the baby is abnormal, or the mother's life is at risk, like high blood pressure and the mother is convulsing. So we can terminate the pregnancy under that circumstance. But there is no other recommendation that if you don't want a baby, you can seek abortion. So because of that constraint, we get unsafe abortions. People go in places that may not be having qualified medical personnel, and when they undergo abortions, they get a lot of complications. So abortion is really, it's not a family planning method. It happens, I know, and it's very common. And we know that of all people who die during pregnancy or childbearing in the first 6 weeks, 8 out of 100 are due to abortions. Yes. And abortions are common for those unmarried teenage girls.
Yes.
So I wouldn't recommend an abortion, but I want to encourage people that whenever you're going to have a sexual relationship, just know one main outcome is pregnancy.
Yes.
So if you're ready to have that, don't even think of the morning after pill. Just be on a family planning method that is more reliable.
Okay.
You can go to providers of family planning like Maristops, Reproductive Health Uganda, even in the main hospital, and they'll give you a range of methods that you could use. So one reason why people go for abortion is because they are not using family planning. And if they were using family planning methods, then they wouldn't need to have abortions. And on top of the medical complications of abortions, like overbleeding, infection, we also have the social, people think of the social and spiritual consequences. People are thinking, I have killed someone, God is unhappy with me.
The trauma.
The trauma, yes.
Yes.
So you need a lot of healing, okay?
Yes.
Socially, maybe
Can take you some good time
your
to heal
boyfriend
from
or whoever may spread the rumor that you have had an abortion. So I think prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
Just go
Should
and
think
access.
before we regret.
Yeah. And if you're to do it, you have to do it professionally.
Okay.
Even in countries where abortions are legal, there is a cap of how many months they can allow you to have the abortion. Usually less than 12 weeks or 3 months. So a young person, if it happens by accident that you have undergone an abortion once, please just go for an IUD, implant, such that you don't have to go through the experience again, okay? The most important, don't do it again, okay? Because we cannot stop what has already happened. So I'd encourage young people, just be open to yourself and know that if you cannot use condoms, you cannot use contraception, then you abstain. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor.
Yeah.
Hopefully someone is going to learn from this. We have had an interactive time here with Dr. Elizabeth, and she is a mother as well. So as she talks, if you are a girl child out there, I know you have a lot to learn from her, and let us protect ourselves and prevent ourselves from, regretting. Let us think before we play the game. And finally, Doctor, I would like you to say your final words to the people out there, the people watching, how they can live a safe life.
Yeah, thank you so much. I would like to encourage every one of us to be our brothers or sisters keeper. Let's encourage each other positively and spread the message of hope that we can live and be fruitful in this world and empower each other. Don't find someone engaging in a mistake and ignore. I say, after all, it's not my sister, it's not my brother. So we are here to all contribute positively to the economic development of our country. Let us look out for each other, support each other, and listen to the counsel of the elders. They've lived through this. You'll be surprised. The challenges you're facing today have been encountered by others before. And if you listen carefully, you'll learn a thing or two. Thank you so much, viewers.
Thank you so much, everyone watching us out there. Thank you so much. Please spread the gospel. We are here to learn, and every day is a day of learning. I hadn't done it before. Please don't do it. Let's stay safe. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Doctor.